Hey everybody! Guess what? Today we're making dilly beans. Dilly what? Dilly beans. You know, pickled green beans with dill flavoring in them. Dilly beans. I'm using the Ball book. What is this? I'm using the Ball Complete Book of Home Canning and Home Preserving, whatever. Anyway. What? I'm just talking. Don't you woof at me. I just talking to the camera. Oh gosh. So, what we need. Pickling, canning salt, white vinegar, check. Water, we can handle that. Green beans, 4.5 pounds. That's 5 pounds. I'll do something else with the other half pound. Maybelle can eat a half pound in a short amount of time. 3 small red bell peppers. I decided to go for 1 large. Whole black peppercorns, I'll grab. Fresh dill sprigs, need to go get those out of the garden. And 6 cloves of garlic, which is exactly what is in this head of garlic. This recipe says it will do 6 half-pint jars. We'll see. I feel like that is a lot more green beans than will fit into 6 half-pint jars. So I have 7, just to, you know, cover my bases. If I don't use them, oh well. And I can always do less green beans, I suppose. I'm gonna prep my jars. These are brand new jars. You still need to wash them with warm soapy water. And then stay open. Put my choke cherry apple juice cocktail right on top of that. There we go. So everything needs to be washed with warm soapy water. Lids and the rings are going to go into this pot of water. It's going to go on the stove. We'll let it simmer and stay warm until we're ready to seal up the jars. These will go into my big canner back here to stay warm, and then we'll pull them out right before we pack the green beans in here. Capiche? Oh, it's going to be so much fun. All right, so I'm going to prep jars, prep some green beans, and then we'll do the fun stuff. So I'm just finishing up the last of the green beans, and I pretty much filled this pot, which I think is going to be too many. So maybe I will get my scale and weigh out to see. I feel like that 5-pound bag was really heavy, like a very heavy, generous 5 pounds. Some of these green beans, though, are quite large, and I fear, like, see this guy, that they might be a little tough, because some of them had some pretty substantial strings. But I'm hoping that the cooking process will soften them up enough that they'll be okay. And maybe I'll have enough left over, oops, that I can pick and choose. 5.5 ounces. Zero that out. I really only need 4.5 pounds of beans. So they say. I don't think they're gonna fit. Well, that's a little over 2.5 pounds. Well, we'll try it and see. So all we're doing for the green beans to prepare them for the jars is to kind of cook them in a brine solution, a vinegar and brine solution. So it's equal parts water and vinegar, so 3 cups of water and 3 cups of vinegar. And then we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of pickling salt. We're gonna put this on the stove, bring it to a boil, make sure all the salt dissolves. Then we'll add our green beans and peppers. And the dill sprigs, the cloves of garlic, and the peppercorns will go in the canning jars before we pack in the green beans. So, to the stove. So I've got this turned up on high. I'm just gonna stir it to dissolve. And then we're going to add the beans once it comes to a boil. I kind of get the feeling I'm gonna wish I'd steamed these for a few minutes. Hopefully not. Come back here, you little rogue bean. There's no escaping the pot. Let's give these a stir. Get them all coated with this vinegar and brine solution if we can. Yeah, look at this fat boy right there. I think that's gonna be tough. I don't think I'm gonna put him in a jar. Put my bell pepper strips on top. Cover this with the lid. Return to a boil. And in the process of doing that, this will help steam the beans a little bit. And when you know that my mic didn't turn on, so we have a little bit of dubbing to do here. I'm putting some dill sprigs into each of my jars, and then I'm adding some dill seeds. I like dill. And next I'm adding 1 clove of garlic into each jar. And then after that I've got some peppercorns, and I'm adding 3 peppercorns to each jar. Now it's time to add the beans. So first I use my tongs and I'm pulling out just a few of the red bell peppers to put in the bottom of each jar. And then after that I will add the green beans. And I fill all the jars, leaving about a 1/2 inch of headspace at the top. And then once the beans are in there, then I will fill the jars with the brine solution. So just a little speed up of me putting all of the beans in the jars. And once you're done with that and the brine solution is in there, then you wipe the lids or the rims of the jar, and then you place a lid in the center of each jar. And once that is done, then you tighten down the screw bands on each jar just to fingertip tight. You don't really want to screw them on very tightly. That jar there, I ran out of brine solution, and so I just put it in my fridge. We're eating it for salad dinner tonight. And now, once they're all done, they go in the boiling water bath. After they process for 15 minutes, you turn the water off, or the stove. So turn the stove off, remove the lid, let them sit in the water bath for a few minutes, and then now it's time to bring them to the towel to sit for 24 hours, at least 12. And usually when I do this, you can hear them pop, which means the seal is set. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes. Sometimes I get nervous and think it's not gonna set, but they always do. So don't worry about it. 6 jars of dilly beans. So excited. And in the time that it took to process these, I had time to snap the ends off of the rest of my beans. There went one. Did you hear it? And now I'm steaming them for just 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna freeze them. And then I can roast them this winter and have roasted green beans all winter long. I'm kind of excited about that, actually. So I'm glad I didn't need all 5 pounds. Come on, guys. They'll do it. It'll take a few minutes. They'll be fine. You'll also notice once you pull these out that the jar lids, the screw bands, there went the other one. 4 to go. They'll be looser than when you put them in. They always loosen up during processing, and that's okay. You don't actually need the screw bands for storage because the seals are set and they shouldn't come off. So you can actually remove the screw bands if you need to, but I typically will leave mine on unless I need them for something else, and then I will pull them and just leave them. There goes another one. Ooh, that was a big one. Good one. That's dilly beans. I got 6 pints plus another pint in the fridge, but we're gonna have that with our salad tonight. All right, there goes another one. Just got one more, I think, and then we're all good. So this is the last of my preserving that I'll be doing for a little while. I've been making choke cherry jelly and crabapple jelly, and I made carrot cake jam the other day, and I'm waiting for this last one, but I don't know if it's gonna happen, so I guess I better just say bye. Bye.